Documentaries are films that attempt to capture reality and teach their audience about a particular person, event, or subject. Documentaries can cover any range of subject, such as wildlife, transport, restaurants, architecture, and much more. Two extremely popular documentaries, The Blue Planet and Super Size Me, were both simple topics, but conveyed information in such an interesting and unique way that it kept audiences' attention by either teaching the viewers about particular animals or showing what effects only eating fast food has on the body. But what kinds of documentaries are most appealing to viewers? We prowled the streets of Glasgow to find out.
Usually it's mostly about animals, like wildlife documentaries, or maybe more factual documentaries like real life events, that kind of thing.
I tend to watch historical documentaries on Sky documentaries, so that's my little pet interest in television. I don't watch anything else, don't watch X Factor, don't watch any of that stuff. America's Next Top Model, no, it's just documentaries. Yeah.
Mainly health ones. I'm quite interested in like the anatomy and stuff like that.
I remember I once watched that one about that cannibal guy, and that was interesting because it was like really disgusting and it was like real. Like, it wasn't like this like fake TV, so it was good.
I like the historical depth and weight behind Sky documentaries on Second World War, classical civilization, stuff like that. So I don't watch many contemporary documentaries about politics so much. It tends to be the other stuff.
So we learned what kinds of documentaries viewers like to watch, but what does it really take to produce an interesting and gripping documentary? We sat down with Derek Livesey, a director at the BBC, and Sarmed Mirza, a feature film producer, to find out.
I think the best kind of documentaries are the ones that really do offer an insight into the human condition. So it could very much be about anything. The subject matter isn't particularly important. What I want to see in a good documentary is to see a person say or do something that I've never seen before and that hopefully other people haven't seen before, something that really reveals something about their own position or the human condition.
A good documentary, a good subject, an interesting character, passion, I think is one of the most important things. If you have a passion for something, a topic or any kind of event that has occurred that you want to cover, I mean, that's basically it. Everything stems from that. And if you have an interesting character behind your documentary or interesting story that people can tap into, engage with, you've got a perfect sort of material for a documentary.
Subjects arrive in all sorts of different ways. It could be an article in a newspaper, it could be listening to the radio and hearing something that is a new version of a story that I was familiar with, or perhaps just hearing about a character or a personality who sounds like a really interesting person to find out more about. It could also be through other programme makers, just chatting over lunch. We hear various stories about different people that they've maybe gone out to meet, to interview, and other stories start to unfold from there. And some of the most rewarding stories that I've been part of have come from chit-chat in the canteen.
That is something that I don't think about beforehand. I don't plan it. It's not something that I go out and seek. It just kind of happens. I out of a conversation, or if I've read something, or from my previous experience. There's places I've visited, and if I have to do a documentary, then if I have to think of a topic, then I go back to those places and moments. Also keeping an open attitude, open mind. So if you're traveling, if you're meeting people and talking to them, and out of a conversation something comes out, and you're already thinking of doing a documentary at some point, and you just think, okay, this could be interesting. The other person is willing. They're interested as well in participating, and it just kind of starts to evolve from there.
The first question that you have to ask is, what's the story? The programme maker has to be very clear on the story they're about to embark on. And because of that, the very nature of coverage needs to be considered, the slot needs to be considered, who are your viewers, who are you making the programme for?
There's no other way to learn than by doing. I believe that. That's how I do it. You can read the theories to death, but you have to do them, because when you do them, you forget about theories. You're doing it.
And the best documentaries are the ones that have that honesty and truth, and yet it feels like the whole room has been covered in cameras, because everything that you want to see and everything you want to hear, you're seeing and hearing. But it's just through very magical coverage and a great edit.
With these hints and tips in mind, planning and producing a documentary should be much more efficient, knowing that all it takes is a good idea, a bit of passion and some technical details to make it into a rich, high quality documentary.